Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
We begin this midday with that public hearing tonight in York, visiting solar zoning regulations. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Andrew Ward. The York County Commissioners and York County Zoning and Planning Board are co-hosting that hearing. This has been a contentious issue for over a year now. And tonight, the public can share their support or opposition to the project. Some concerns raised by the community include the potential for unknown long-term impacts, as well as unpredictable weather that could cause damage to the farm. Now, it's worth noting that the company around the project, the Omaha Public Power District, just last week allowed a key agreement between the two sides to expire as it waits for this process to unfold. At the Board of Commissioners meeting last week, they voted to set a half-mile distance from the solar farm for homeowners not part of the project. Other setbacks that were decided on include 660 feet from any church or school, 330 feet from cemeteries, 660 feet from state recreational areas, and then 2,600 feet from platted subdivisions. We are updating you on air and on our Now Local News app as we hear from what the York community thinks about this project. This is a video from their last hearing sent into our Now Local News app. Scan that QR code on your screen so you can stay up to date with the latest information, and tune in tonight at 10 to hear from concerned citizens. According to York County officials, the commissioners will vote on these regulations tomorrow morning. All right, let's talk weather here right now. Just kind of a gloomy start to your Monday. Wet roads, soggy start. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston All's got a closer look for us in our first forecast. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. It is definitely a gloomy and sort of misty start to our morning. Tomorrow's actually going to be a little worse. We're going to be expecting some light rain, drizzle all through the morning and afternoon, going into the evening time. But good news, Wednesday, things look to clear on up. We're all in the low to mid 50s. Well, that is across southeast Nebraska. Notice the winds, though, northwest 15 to 25 miles per hour. We always got to deal with a little bit of the winds as we go, into day by day. But tomorrow, the winds calm down for the rest of the week, if you can believe that. Right now, we're starting to see just maybe an isolated light rain shower. Still maybe a thunderstorm or two trying to go towards Beatrice here in the next hour. That's currently near Concordia right now. That's just along our stationary boundary. You can kind of see the cloud cover off towards the east getting dissipated. Really not much going on except a whole lot of clouds in Nebraska. 30s right now out towards far western Nebraska, 40s, 50s, and then far southeast Nebraska, 61 degrees. There's those wind speeds. Sustained 15, 20, 25 miles per hour, gusts to near 35, maybe even close to 40 in some spots. For the wind gusts, they will continue all through this evening and then going into tonight and then tomorrow. We're tracking some light rain across much of the state, maybe even a little bit of sleet in some spots. I'll show you how much rain we can be expecting in a few.
Ben, thank you very much, Houston. A road closure you need to be aware of now in Northeast Lincoln. The city is closing Havelock Avenue between 84th and 98th Streets for a bridge replacement project. You're getting a look at that area now. This is out by the Sandhills Global Events Center. It's scheduled to last from today all the way until after the 4th of July. There is no recommended detour at this time. Developing now, the suspect in the White House Correspondents' Deering set to appear in court today. Cole Allen will be arraigned in first court appearance since the frightening weekend shooting. Authorities say he was trying to carry out a mass shooting with President Donald Trump as the main target. ABC's Olivia Rubin explains.
Today, the man accused of storming the White House Correspondents' Dinner armed with 2 guns and a knife set to make his first court appearance and face federal charges. Law enforcement identifying the suspect as 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen. President Trump, Vice President Vance, multiple cabinet members, and thousands of journalists inside the ballroom at the Washington Hilton Saturday night when police say Allen ran past a security checkpoint. The president posting this video of the alleged suspect. Police say Allen shot a security service member before agents took him into custody. Trump and the First Lady on stage when gunshots rang out, soon rushed out by Secret Service. Trump recounting that moment on CBS this weekend.
And they said, please go down to the floor, please go down to the floor. So I dropped to the floor, so did the First Lady.
And praising law enforcement for acting quickly. Authorities say Allen booked a room at the hotel and traveled by train from California. Saturday night, they believe Allen used a stairwell out of public view to get close to that ballroom downstairs. And in a message sent to his family just before the attack, sources say Allen described himself as a, quote, friendly federal assassin. describing grievances against the Trump administration, saying he planned to target officials, prioritizing them from highest ranking to lowest.
We are actively combing through all the evidence that we've collected and going to continue to do that today and in the coming days and weeks.
And now a Secret Service after-action review examining the security and possible lapses is already underway here. That's according to an official briefed on the internal procedures at the agency. This will go step by step through the security planning and deployment to see if there were any lapses. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
Governor Jim Pillen making a post on Facebook. He says that several Nebraska National Guard troops were on site during this attack and helped Secret Service and law enforcement respond and secure the scene after shots rang out. He says he is beyond proud, and Nebraskans should be too. Well, several Nebraskans' own representatives were at the event as well, including Congressman Mike Flood. He tells us about his perspective as the shooting was unfolding. Channel 8's Emma Norwood explains.
The shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner leaving many shaken, including Congressman Mike Flood, who says he went into the night full of excitement but left disappointed.
I was so looking forward to this. I had made plans to be here like pretty much 45 days ago, and I was delighted to get an invite. And I almost just shed a tear just watching this scene. It's like, we're better than this. Like, we don't want to live this way.
This scary scene playing out as shots were fired inside the building at the dinner. Congressman Flood tells us this was his first time attending this event. After hearing what he says sounded like plates breaking, the room filling with fear, he says he, as well as many others, tried to hide under the table to protect themselves.
I ducked a little bit, but I also was just taking in this scene. There were Secret Service agents that were running towards the front of the room, and that because everybody was on the ground, they were literally running from table to table, like they were running on top of the dinner tables.
Flood goes on to say he's safe but disheartened.
I'm just sad for our country having experienced that last night, and I do hope they are able to get it rescheduled, because the actions of one guy who's obviously got some major issues, mental issues, should not derail the ability of our government to get together with the First Amendment, free press, and celebrate a night of we're all in this together.
He's now making a plea to the people, calling for political violence in the U.S. to come to an end.
You have to be able to have thick skin, and you have to be able to navigate people that don't agree with you. But this idea that you should, be shot or somehow assaulted or, your family put in harm's way, that's never, ever, ever acceptable.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
We are staying on top of this massive developing story on our Now Local News app. That's where we've been already sharing several updates throughout the last couple of days. Just use the QR code on your screen to download the app today and start getting breaking news as it's happening. Right now, one city council member is proposing to restore voter-approved minimum wage. Lincoln City Councilman James Bauer announcing he will introduce an ordinance at today's city council meeting. In November of 2022, local voters passed Initiative 433. This created a path to a $15 minimum wage in the state by 2026. The statewide initiative also included annual cost of living adjustments. However, earlier this year, the Nebraska legislature created carve-outs that allowed lower wages for younger workers and capped the voter-approved inflation adjustment at 1.75%. The ordinance, introduced by Councilman Bowers, would maintain the originally voted on minimum wage standard. We'll see if City Council can pass this ordinance at tonight's meeting. We'll have an update for you tonight at 10. The Stanton County Sheriff's Office releasing new details on a vehicle rollover accident. They're saying a 30-year-old woman in the hospital for treatment after her SUV lost control while it was raining. Here are some photos of the aftermath of that crash. They say the SUV entered a ditch, rolled, and then hit a group of small trees before landing on its back wheels. They say seatbelts and airbags helped to lessen what could have been more serious injuries. So much more ahead this midday, including a sweeping debate at the U.S. Supreme Court. Why people's phones and location are at the center of that. keeping cell phone location data in investigations. The case stems from a Virginia bank robbery in 2019. Local police there served Google a geofence warrant after the case went cold. That required the company search location data of millions of people to find a handful of people whose cell phones put them near the bank at the time of the robbery. With data in hand, police solved their case. However, it triggered a constitutional challenge. The Supreme Court justices will now deliberate whether geofence warrants are consistent with the Fourth Amendment's prohibition on unreasonable searches, which have divided lower courts. New Midday news studies show that nearly half of all Americans are breathing unhealthy air, and that includes children. A new report from the American Lung Association shows 44% of people live in counties that have high levels of smog or soot. That's 152 million people. The number is even worse for kids under 18. 46% of them are breathing bad air. That can cause lifelong problems, including asthma and lungs that don't develop fully. People of color are more than twice as likely as white people to live in areas with high pollution levels. Well, parents' stress levels may be tied to their child's obesity, and new data suggests the real reason patients are waiting longer to see their doctors isn't a lack of clinicians, it's administrative overload. Jane King explains in today's Wellness Report.
Health clinics are so busy with paperwork that it's leading to long wait times. A survey of more than 250 healthcare leaders from EDGE found 3 in 4 leaders say administrative work is overwhelming their organizations. More than half face weekly backlogs. And staffing cuts are hitting the roles that patients depend on the most: scheduling, front desk, and prior authorizations. The result leads to delayed appointments, billing slowdowns, and strained care teams. Well, study after study has found that exercise boosts mood and reduces anxiety. 2 large analyses published earlier this year go further, suggesting it works almost as well as therapy or antidepressants. But experts aren't as easily convinced. Most researchers are confident that exercise does improve the mood. Aerobic workouts like running, walking, or cycling seem to be particularly beneficial. For depression, group-based or supervised exercise is more effective than sweating alone, according to these studies. Well, a research team led by Yale psychologist Rajita Sinha has found that reducing parent stress can help prevent childhood obesity. They found that when parents handle stress better, their parenting improved and their young child's obesity risk went down. Other researchers show that stressed parents are more likely to rely on fast food and unhealthy eating, which can affect children's behavior and eating habits. And when parents are overwhelmed, family routines may suffer as well, and unhealthy food choices increase. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Well, today we're going to keep the clouds, and then tomorrow it's actually going to be a little cooler, and then definitely it's going to be one of those days where there's just going to be light rain occurring all day long. Wednesday we warm up, but today severe weather into parts of the country. I'll show you that here in a few.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Get Spectrum fiber-powered internet free forever when you switch and add 4 mobile phone lines. Experience the fastest internet and most reliable 5G network forever. And save $1,000 on internet and mobile in your first year, guaranteed. That's the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Call now or go online to save $1,000 on internet and mobile.
Duteau wants to know, what are you driven by?
Me? I'm driven by keeping everyone safe.
Right now at Duteau, get 2.9% financing for 75 months on 2026 Foresters. Or 1.9% for 36 months on 2026 Crosstrek.
Become part of the Duteau family today. Online anytime at DuteauSubaru.com.
Being a chief meteorologist isn't just a job, it's a passion. I care about every storm, every forecast, because this community matters to me. I've spent decades tracking Nebraska weather, and now I'm proud to be Lincoln's longest-serving chief meteorologist. This community has trusted me through snowstorms, heat waves, and everything in between, like the top 10 days. Every forecast and every storm, my goal is simple, to keep you safe, because this is my community too. I'm Rusty Dawkins, Chief Meteorologist for Channel 8, and I'm not going anywhere.
Happening today, the British royals are coming to D.C. for a state visit. King Charles and Queen Camilla are set to arrive at the White House today during a tense moment in U.S. and British relations over NATO and the Iran war. ABC's Christian Cordero has more from the White House.
2 days after the security scare at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, today King Charles and Queen Camilla are set to arrive in Washington. The primary purpose of the trip? To celebrate America's 250th birthday and help mend the U.S.-British relationship, which has been strained over the war in Iran. President Trump has lashed out at the U.K. for not joining the war. The king is hoping to smooth things over.
He's basically here to confirm the enduring links between Britain and America, and to show that there is close ties between the two countries.
And it's not just the war that looms over this trip, but the Epstein scandal and the 2 active UK police investigations into the king's brother, disgraced Andrew, and Britain's former ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Both have denied wrongdoing and have not been charged. In the UK, many believe the king and queen should have canceled the trip.
We should not be sending the king to wine and dine at a state banquet with Donald Trump when he is driving a cost of living crisis as a result of his war in Iran.
On the agenda today, tea with the Trumps, and tomorrow the king will address Congress before a state dinner at the White House. ABC News has confirmed that King Charles will not see his son Prince Harry during this trip, nor Harry's children. The king hasn't seen those grandchildren since 2022. And the royal couple will visit the September 11th memorial in New York and attend a 250th birthday celebration in Virginia. The king's visit has echoes of another trip his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, took during the U.S. bicentennial in 1976. Christian Cordero, ABC News, the White House.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Well, this is going to be the scene for tomorrow, if not a little bit more dreary and more low-lying clouds. So right now, okay, it's a little bit chilly, and of course, it's on the windy side. Look at the winds out towards Aurora. We got the 3 flags out there, and the Barry log cam showing the flag, the camera shaking. Still tracking these little lines right here. They're very stubborn. They are along a stationary front, which has just been sitting right here, as we know. But check out some clear skies out here. That's going to be where your front is currently, and that's going to start some severe weather further off towards our east. But this little shower and thunderstorm will continue its path towards the northeast, probably scraping Beatrice here in the next hour or two. That will be really the left of our precipitation for the rest of the afternoon. We're just going to be left with plenty of cloud cover. I mean, look at that. That is a whole lot of cloud cover. Cloud cover equals moisture, so we got moisture up in the air. Check out the big time rotation. I think it's churning around. We do have some precipitation really all day for your Tuesday. It's going to be in the form of some light precipitation. There's that little rain thunderstorm chance scraping Beatrice here in the next few hours. That all moves towards the east. A little bit of sunshine out here towards southwest Nebraska this evening. So they will have a decent evening to enjoy a little bit of sunshine. Now here's Tuesday morning, about 3 to 4 to 5 a.m. Kind of have a little band right here of some light rain. Now this might look like some heavy rainfall, but it is going to be sort of in the upper levels, falling as a light rainfall. Notice a little bit of snow out here. Temperatures will be near or below freezing, and temperatures will not be warming up much tomorrow. We're going to be seeing 30s and 40s for high temperatures out there where the snow is, and then 50s. That's where we're going to top off tomorrow, where this rain is. But that's going to be Tuesday morning. We will likely see a little bit of light rain as early as 9, 10, 11 a.m. as this is going to be your lunchtime tomorrow. Some light, maybe even some moderate rain across much of the state. That's going to really continue along and north of I-80 through your early afternoon. For your evening commute, picking up the kids, make sure they got a jacket, rain jacket, umbrella. Light rain will persist across eastern Nebraska, and that will finally move on up by about Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, we're going to be actually tracking a little bit of frost. That's going to be that chilly. So rainfall potential through Tuesday night, not looking like too much, even though the stormcast showed, okay, moderate rainfall. Best chance for some decent rain where they need it the most, about 1/4 to maybe 3/10 of an inch of rain. Through Tuesday night, most of us across eastern Nebraska, 1/10 or more. Look at the temperatures right now. 30s out towards the west still. That's going to be the sight for tomorrow. They're only going to be getting to the 30s for highs. We got 40s, 50s, 55 down in Hebron, 61, Nebraska City, 66. Falls City, we're at 56 degrees. Winds, yeah, they're going to be with us all day. And this is just the start. We got 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds out of the northwest, gust up to 30, maybe 35 miles per hour. That's for the whole state. Another look at satellite and radar. Not much happening except this little shower and thunderstorm down here could make its way towards Beatrice. Here in Lincoln, precipitation chances, nothing until we go into tomorrow. 38 for tonight, partly cloudy. And then temperatures will be below freezing out towards the west. Hint the snow, and then off towards the east a little bit above that freezing mark. So Tuesday, some rain possible in the early morning and then the afternoon, evening time. Wednesday, those clouds lift. We warm up. Thursday, very small chance mainly south of I-80. The weekend shaping up beautiful, and then we cool back down, but temperatures staying in the 60s and 70s until next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Still ahead this midday, the most costly scam, how social media is creating more victims for scammers, and how experts say you can protect yourself online. Some new information this morning showing that social media is the new hub for fraudsters. It shows more losses than any other type of scam. People are reporting a staggering $2.1 billion lost in 2025 alone. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the story.
How much money did this scam cost you?
$172,000.
Determined to help his family, disabled veteran and volunteer Craig Wilkinson started searching for information to grow his nest egg.
When I was younger, I figured the VA is going to take care of me. I'm doing fine like that. But then having 3 kids with my wife, I started thinking that I should have something for the future.
He said he clicked on an ad on Facebook that appeared to be from a legitimate financial firm, one he'd researched to learn about investing. It led him to this WhatsApp group. But scammers were impersonating real employees of the firm, offering daily classes on investing and stock market updates like this one. Craig said he was matched with a mentor named Emily. His initial investment, $5,500.
You thought you were communicating with a reputable investment firm the entire time. What kind of tactics were this person who went by the name Emily using with you?
The questions to get to know you. And then, how's your mom doing? Just one thing after another.
After 5 months and thousands of messages, Craig's investment appeared to grow to more than $3 million. But he said when he tried to withdraw some of that balance, he was told it would cost him more fees. Now, out about $170,000, he decided to contact state police and the FTC, who are working to potentially recover some of his funds.
Social media gives scammers the edge. They can target people based on their personal details, their interests, their shopping habits. The scams today seem much less scripted in many cases and more dynamic and customized to the individual that's being targeted.
Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Still ahead, this midday gas at war. We'll have the latest in the war against Iran and what you could be paying at the pump this week as a result. Back, everyone. Happy to invite the new state treasurer, Joey Svellerberg. He's been here since November in the role. So, Joey, thank you for stopping by today. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, what's been the role like here for the last few months for you?
Yeah, it's been really well. You know, I was sworn in November 6th, so I'm coming up on 6 months in the job, and just an honor to serve as Nebraska State Treasurer. I was mayor of Fremont prior for 5 years, and just excited to get into the role and help Nebraskans in any way I can. So.
Absolutely, and it was a busy time for you, coming in right into a legislative session right away here. What can you tell us about some new housing things that were going on there for first-time home buyers?
Yeah, we're really excited about what we were able to accomplish in the legislature this year. We had first-time home buyer savings accounts. We were able to get that passed, and when you look at it, the average age of a first-time home buyer is 40 in the country. And so what this is going to allow to do is usually that down payment and closing costs is the biggest barrier. So starting in January, Nebraskans will be able to open up a tax advantage savings account, and they'll be able to start saving for that down payment. And again, allowing Nebraskans to really keep more of their money to save for a down payment to buy that home. We know if they buy homes, they put roots down in their communities. And when my wife and I moved back to Fremont in 2013, the first thing we did was buy a house, right? And that allowed us to get going in our community and put roots down and start to serve. So we're really excited about that bill.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you about the Nest 529, the expansion to that as well, passed in the legislature. What can you tell us about that? And that's been around for a few years now.
Yeah. So Nest 529, we're coming up on 25 years this year. This is our college savings plan in the state. So we have over 300,000 accounts, just over $8 billion of assets. And so education's the great equalizer. And so what we're able to do this year is it's not just for a 4-year university now. When you look at the jobs of the new economy, this again will allow that money to be used for a 2-year university credentialing, HVAC, plumbing, welding, basically jobs that are in high demand and in our state. And again, I'm excited to be able to have that option for Nebraskans to be able to save for the new jobs in this new economy. So.
What are some other things that you were excited to see in the legislative floor?
Yeah, this session was a big budget talk this session. We're able to get that taken care of. But again, you look at the future, my job as treasurer, I feel like, is to make sure we have a strong financial future for Nebraska. So to look out 5, 10, 15 years down the road, and also say, how can we grow our state? And so I'm excited. I mean, I've been in 6 months in office right now to look at the future of Nebraska and the best ways we can serve as treasurer. And one thing that I'm over is unclaimed property. And a lot of Nebraskans may not be aware of that. They may have lost money, either bank accounts or insurance proceeds. And so that money, after a certain time, is reported over to the treasurer's office, and then it's our job to get that back to Nebraskans. And so I would encourage all Nebraskans to go to nebraskalostcash.gov. 1 in 5 Nebraskans have unclaimed property. We have unclaimed property in all 93 counties, and you may find your name there, your business's name. Help us get that money back to you. It's your money. And so we have over $250 million of Nebraskans' money. And so I'm excited about that program, and we've been working hard to get money back to Nebraska.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Joey, thank you so much for stopping by today. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be right back. Everyone stay with us.
Toughness.